when you have found yourself in moments where like the heat of anger is more the juice than the salve of love, what do you do in those moments to make sure that the impulse is love?
On my better days, I would say I am trying to reroute my anger to be about the problem and about behavior, not about people.
Come on.
So
Okay.
what I want to figure out is, okay, I am pissed off, going back to a story that was super traumatic for many people in the Bay Area where I live. In 2016, when the Oakland police, who I have been bridging with, it came out that they have been actively raping a young Latina teenager, a
Yeah.
child, right? And I'm sitting at the table with these cats. My, my temptation was to become angry at the people to the point, and to me, anger with people, I think is
Mm,
all right, but to the point where I began to, in my mind, say that they're just irredeemable. These
mhm.
people are
Yeah.
outside the reach of
Yeah.
change, of transformation. And Glenn Stosson's work, because I heard more of it from you and others, over the last decade or so. We start moving down what he talks about, that chain of
That's it.
dehumanization. Right. And now I'm like, this person's not irredeemable. Not only do I not need to listen to them, I should take away their rights.
Mhm.
Not only do I need to take away their rights, maybe I remove them from community. Maybe I even kill them. Maybe
Yeah.
that's necessary. But if I can focus my anger on the problem, on behavior, on
Mhm.
systems, but then remain soft on people when I say that doesn't mean letting people off the hook,
Right.
but it means that I leave room in my heart to recognize that every human being is redeemable
Mhm.
as I hope to believe that I am,
Yes.
right? It's keeping in mind that all of us who think that we woke and got some woke juice and you got all the right answers and you don't want to tell everybody something. Can we all be humble enough to recognize that probably 10 years ago you weren't where you are today? And
100%.
15 years ago you weren't where you are today. And 25 years ago you probably was saying and doing some stupid
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
and making the world less safe. So I think a part of it is how do we learn how to operate your language? Let's get a relationship with our anger, but let's not allow the anger to consume us so much to the point that it actually
Yeah.
kills the love that needs to fuel our willingness to see human beings as redeemable.
That's super insightful because that I think that is the difference between anger and love in terms of the juice of this restorative work is anger actually seduces us into the dehumanizing work. Like I'm angry at you and then I start to make up stories in my head about who you are and why you are,
Absolutely.
and then I begin to fabricate more fables about where you belong and why the world is better without you, and whereas love says, and I think this is the essence of the contemplative work, the spiritual work is like, if I don't find a way to embrace my belovedness on a daily basis, I'm going to consume you in order to achieve my belovedness. That's going to be an act of violence.
Mm.
Right. But if I, in my waking moments, do whatever I need to do to embrace the reality that I am beloved by God. And if I am, so are you, so is my other, so is my irritant, and so is my enemy,
Mm.
then that actually means that the behavior sucks, but like you are a divine image
Yes.
of
Y-
God,
Yes.
you know?
And that is tough. To me, that's why we all talk about this becoming work, because that's the work that we need to be doing within
Yeah.
ourselves, while we also lean to do the work
That's it.
outside of ourselves to challenge this world to be better. But this notion that we get to just sit our internal work on the side, and I'm with you. I feel like evangelicalism has over experienced the internal work where it's just like, I'm just going to work on myself. I'm just
Yeah.
going to pray. And then God's going to go do something outside of me and this
Yeah.
building and my practices. But again, I don't think that we need to swing the pendulum all the way to another end
Yep.
where I don't need to be reflective. I don't need to do my internal work because when we stop seeing people as divine, as sacred, which I think is happening in our moment, it goes beyond just our personal ways that we show up. We start taking on a tribal way
Yeah.
of thinking about as well. That leads into John Meacham was talking about it. I saw on the news the other day, what he called, I love this word, reflexive partisanship, where at this point, like partisanship is fine. Like we all come from different places and we don't see the world in different ways. But we get to this point where not only do I think you're the enemy, but I think anybody who is like you is the enemy. And now I'm not even listening to any of you all. I'm willing to throw away thousands of people
Mm. Mhm.
because I have gotten to a point where I have bought in that the only way for me to reduce the anxiety I feel about racism, injustice, genocide, marginalization is to kill other human
Right.
beings.
Right.
And I think that if anybody is going to be, and even if that means dying on the vine to contend for nonviolent transformation and redemption of this world, it's supposed to be the people that say they follow the Palestinian Jew that lives
Come on.
inside of the Roman Empire. Or else, here's my thing, bro. We should just stop campaigning on his get down.